Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Drama Club. On this week's episode, Drake uses a ghostwriter and needs a ghost dad to take care of his child. And then we go down the rabbit hole with Holly Madison and we figure out what the fuck is up with Sammy Sosa.
What up, fam? What up, fam? It's good, y'all. Feels good, right? Good, right? Yeah, I know it do. And without further ado, we broadcasting live from CA to NY.
Yeah, I wanted to do just a very super quick housekeeping. If for some reason you guys listen to podcasts on YouTube, that's a thing. Apparently, that's a thing that people do.
I think it's chill for like work, like so you don't kill the battery on your phone and you just have it on your work computer. You know what I mean?
Oh, see, that explains it. I don't have a job, so.
Like at the office, certain websites are blocked, like Spotify's blocked, Pandora's blocked, but YouTube isn't blocked. So I'll go on YouTube and listen to music and podcasts in the background while I pretend to work. Make myself busy in my office.
Yeah, from now on, I'll be uploading the new Drama Club episodes to YouTube if you got a job, unlike some people. So you can listen to us at work. And all of the old episodes will be up, I guess, today. So have fun, YouTubers.
Sounds awesome.
Oh, and we are, and also for the people that have been asking about Spotify, we applied a long time ago. We're just waiting. We'll let you know.
He was really sweet and, oh, well, just nice to be with. I guess I was a little proud, too, that a varsity football player was paying so much attention to little me.
Anyways, another thing we wanted to ask is if you guys could please leave us a review, even if you don't like us that much. We need some more reviews on iTunes.
Even if you're the Winona stans that are all up in our mentions on Twitter.
Some people are really mad at May for calling Winona an ex-con. She's not a con, May. Actually, she didn't get jail time. She was convicted, right? And she got a sentence.
Yeah.
So she is a fucking con.
Yeah, she's an ex-felon. Maybe that's the language I should have used.
All right. We'll allow it. Fucking internet justice. Fucking nerds. So, you guys will know when it's me or May responding to you on Twitter because May is like clever and will like add a nice picture and I'm just like, fuck you, fucking go fuck yourself. Fucking caca.
Boo-boo.
I don't got time for this shit. If I was gonna come up with a colorful fucking argument, I would use it for work, okay? I'm not wasting my time for this shit, fucking losers.
Fucking peasants. We love Winona Ryder. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, we fucking love Winona. Who doesn't?
I wanted to be like, I wanted to tell those people, maybe you guys, ironically, you guys should listen to our podcast. Yeah. I think you would like it.
Seriously, you should have slipped them the fucking, the link tree. Yeah.
But after a few months, his popularity got annoying. We were never really alone, and he never stopped worrying about his appearance. Did his collar look better buttoned or unbuttoned? Well, I could have been wearing a little number by Dior, and he wouldn't have noticed it. But if there was a new girl in the place, he was all eyes and smiles.
I wanted to ask if there's anything you've watched recently, because, like, I think me and you watch a lot of good TV and movies, and then we should spread our knowledge to the public.
Spread our knowledge. The last really good movie I watched was that one I told you about, The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like the follow-up to...
I thought you were going to say Shush or whatever that one you told me.
Oh.
The one you told me to watch with my mom.
Yeah, what's that movie called?
I think it's Hush.
Hush. Yeah. I mean, I like horror movies, but like it has to be... I don't know. It's so hard to find like a really good horror movie. I think most of them are just like watchable, you know?
Yeah. My mom loves horror movies. Her favorite movie is The Exorcist.
Ooh.
And every time she wants to watch a movie with me, it's a horror one because my dad doesn't watch them. So she like gets it out of her system with me. And it was really funny because I asked you and then I watched it with her and it was kind of perfect because there wasn't that much speaking involved since the main character was deaf. And my mom primarily speaks Spanish, so there was no like language barrier. And then at the end, she was like, "Okay, nice movie, thank you." And she walked out of my room. I was like, well, while we're dying, like she was completely quiet. Did you see that fucking guy in Virginia? Ooh, bleep out Virginia because that might have not been the state. And I just said that. Like, he was running for like some small like city or like county office position, and he admitted to being a pedophile.
No, what?
Yes. I mean, I said Virginia, and then I was like, am I typecasting right now?
She wasn't.
But it might have been Virginia.
It was true.
I'm trying to find it. No, I can't. Anyways, Huffington Post found that his like political website IP address was the same as 2 other websites that were like incest and pedophile chat rooms.
Oh, no.
And he admitted that, yeah, he was on those chat rooms. He owned those chat rooms, and he's a pedophile.
Damn.
Yeah.
The steps that just took, it was like, oh yeah, I've been on those websites. Yeah, I own the website. All right. That's like the next level.
And the next I like level. This shit. I'm all about this shit. And like his statement that he gave was basically like, people are tired of politically correct politicians. People want to see people out of the box, and I support gun fucking guns, I guess. What's it called? Gun fucking guns.
The Second Amendment.
And he was like saying all this crazy shit, and I was like, yep, that's Trump for you.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyways,
that's some bullshit. So is yours Hush? Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, but something? I saw Hush, and I thought that was cute. But I saw Ibiza, which I wanted you to watch, and you won't watch it
because our nemesis from Two Dope Queens, Phoebe, is one of the stars.
I didn't even know that was one of the 2 Dope Queens until you told me that. But it's funny because the movie's good. It's on Netflix. It's like, it's not groundbreaking, but it's super fun, and it has a good soundtrack, and she macks on this really fine fucking guy in it. Phoebe is like, she's kind of like sexually like experimental or like free or whatever. She a hoe. There you go.
Okay.
Words. No judgment. But she's kind of like annoying, like in the whole movie. Like she was the character I disliked the most, and I didn't even know that was a 2 Dope Queen.
Ooh, yeah. Bang bang.
I like homegirl from SNL.
Oh, Vanessa Bayer.
She is fucking hilarious.
She's pretty cool. I also really like Gillian. I don't know her last name. The main
girl.
Yeah.
No, she's real tight in it. And yeah, I feel like that SNL girl, like as soon as she starts her fucking chipmunky smile and like being all awkward, I fucking die.
Yeah, she's cool.
You're different from other girls. That's what you think. You're smarter. You're almost like a man.
Oh, no, I'm very much the woman.
I don't think of you that way at all.
All right. So, should we introduce ourselves?
Yes.
We should come up with a rap to introduce ourselves.
My name is May, and I'm here to say I love scandals and I don't know.
Foreplay.
Okay, so yeah, my name is May.
Oh, and my name. I was legit trying to think of a rap. My name. I was like, what rhymes with Stef? Nothing. Chef, best, rest. Anyways, yeah, my name's Stef.
My name is Stef, and I'm the scandal chef.
That's way better than what I had thought of in my head. My name is Stef, and I like chefs. Oh, God. Anyways.
So this is the Drama Club, the podcast about scandals and celebrity gossip.
Shit that we can't get over and shit that is none of our business.
Welcome.
Bienvenidos. Okay, right. So the hot topic for this week, which you should all be able to guess. If you thought Roseanne, you were wrong. It's the Pusha T / Drake beef. Before.
I love a beef.
I love a beef also. We do not love a beefy man, but I enjoy a beefy gordita crunch.
I love beef. I love a beef, just not beefiness, beefy men. But yeah, so Pusha T put out his album where he apparently was talking a little bit of shit about Drake's use of ghostwriters.
Mhm.
And so Drake responded talking shit about Pusha T and Kanye and Pusha's fiance.
What did he say about Push's fiance?
I honestly don't even know.
Yeah, I don't think it was like something just silly.
Right. But apparently there's some sort of unwritten rule that you don't speak on like wives, girlfriends, or whatever.
Mm.
But from our research and what we know about Pac and Biggie,
Yeah, I was gonna say, fuck your bitch and the clique you claim.
you claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife.
You know, there are no rules in rap wars, are there?
No, there are no rules. You're right.
No. It's like, you know, I feel like Drake shouldn't have even started with Pusha T. What the fuck was he thinking? But this is like from way back when because Lil Wayne had drama with Clips.
Oh yeah. So
2000s, and then so since Drake is on Cash Money, he's
Mhm.
obviously on Wayne's side. And then does Clips still put out music or just Pusha T?
just Pusha.
Clips was tight.
Hell
It
yeah.
had some fucking bangers.
grinding.
Mhm. Remember everybody used to do that shit on the school desk?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Anyways, so Pusha T responded in an epically savage song where he calls his dad basically like a clown. He says he looks
Drake-
like what?
Drake's dad. He calls Drake's dad.
Yeah. He says that Drake is putting out an Adidas line that's going to be named after an illegitimate son that he has with a porn star.
You know, I don't like. Okay, I think everything that Pusha's saying is fair game. I just don't like that he's trying to like he keeps calling her out as a porn star as if that's like
So
a negative.
I don't, yeah, I'm with you, but in my head, he's doing it like to say like Drake's embarrassed.
Oh yeah.
Like-
Okay, that's
Like
good point.
that's part of the reason why Drake doesn't want to come out with it.
Right.
And then the icing on all of it was that the album art for the Pusha T diss song was an old picture of Drake in blackface.
Yeah.
That was fucking crazy.
R.I.P. Drake because
He just got killed.
I mean, how do you come back from that?
He
You
made
can't.
a fucking statement. He couldn't even drop a diss song. What kind of bullshit is that? Respond in song.
And Pusha, I saw tweeted something like that he heard through the grapevine that Drake was offering $100,000 for dirt on.
No.
On
He pulled
him.
a Puff Daddy, $100,000 for the death row chain. This shit's getting dirty.
He did that shit at Greenblatt's. $100,000. What do you think? I feel like Pusha, all his shit is out there, right?
Yeah, he don't give a fuck.
He's been in the game for 20 years.
Yeah, and he probably just doesn't give a fuck. That's the thing. Like Drake has shit to hide because he has this little good boy image. What
Yeah.
the fuck does Pusha T have to hide?
Right.
Nothing. That's sad.
Yeah.
If that's true, I mean, like, it is true, right? Like he's having this baby with this woman.
Yeah,
No.
the baby is born.
Oh,
the
it's
baby
born?
exists.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
The baby is a real ass baby.
It's a real live ass baby, babying over there.
Just being a baby. And yeah, so Drake isn't. Apparently, he's not a father to him.
That's horrible.
You know what I was thinking? Do you think this has anything to do with why apparently Rihanna's not friends with him anymore?
No, I mean, I hadn't even thought about that at all. But I mean,
Mm.
maybe. I mean, I can't see like any woman being down with that shit.
Yeah.
Deadbeat dad, goodbye.
Right.
The fuck? Get your shit straight.
Why don't you spend that $100,000 on your fucking son?
And it's like, of course you're a fucking ghostwriter, fool. You're out here looking for fucking, you can do your own fucking research. I'm sure you don't write your own fucking lines either, then, bitch. Fucking Drake. What a guppy.
Yeah.
Have you seen those memes that are going around like, how come nobody starts a rap war with Eminem? And they're like, because Eminem wrote a diss track about his own goddamn mom.
That's true.
Ain't nobody trying to come for him.
Did you see my favorite meme so far is did you see the the Cavs Golden State game last night?
I didn't see it, but goddamn if I didn't hear about it.
Dude, there was because at the last minute, J.R. Smith did some fucking bullshit and fucked the whole thing up.
Yeah.
And so there's a really epic shot of LeBron being very upset with him, and he's holding his hands out. So now there's a meme of LeBron holding his hands out with a baby in his hands, and then Drake looking away from him, from the Hotline Bling video, one of those dances he did. Yeah, the internet is undefeated.
The internet fucking wins time and time again. I know which one you're talking about. I've seen the memes.
Yeah.
I also seen one where J.R. Smith is doing the cheater bite on his lip, and then they have him next to Tiger Woods, Kobe Bryant, and they're all biting their lip in the same way. And it's Kobe in the press conference with Vanessa, one of those pictures we just inserted.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's just legit.
Alex had already solved his problem. A girl who isn't always competing with him for first place. She's not as attractive as Eve, but she thinks it's wonderful that he's so wonderful.
Oh, damn.
All right. So today we have a very special topic for you. I mean, I have a very special topic for you because I'm doing this solo.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, May and I were huge fans of the underrated and short-lived reality TV show Girls Next Door.
Yep. Big influence in my life.
Changed the trajectory of who we were to become. And one of the stars of that show, a Miss Holly Madison, after she left the Playboy mansion, wrote a tell-all novel.
Yep. This has everything we love already. It's a tell-all book, fucking drama, Playboy mansion, heft.
So the book is called Down the Rabbit Hole: Curious Adventures and Cautionary Tales of a Former Playboy Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
I read this book years ago when it came out, and then you read it, right, May?
Yeah, I did.
And so I'm going to do an episode today all about Holly spilling the tea on the Playboy mansion.
Hell yeah.
All right. All right. So for those of you who don't know, Holly Madison is a model. She wasn't a Playboy playmate, but she was in the magazine, I think 4 times total, including centerfolds, but she wasn't technically a, quote, Playboy centerfold. You know what I mean?
Right. And she, on the show, they were also very nitpicky about the uses of the terms bunnies, playmate, centerfold. And that's why I was just noticing when you read the title of her book, I'm surprised that she said, what's it called? Confessions of a Playboy Bunny or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, girl, that's not the right terminology.
She might have done it just to piss Hef off.
Yeah. Does she still have her tattoo, her Playboy tattoo?
No, she doesn't.
Oh, she talks. Okay, never mind. Go on,
Yeah.
go on.
She's also a best-selling author and former girlfriend of the Hugh Hefner.
The
Houston Hefner. Marston Hefner.
Oh, that's a cool name.
Okay, so Holly grew up in Alaska. She was actually born in Oregon, but grew up in Alaska and later attended Portland State University. In 1999, when she was a sophomore in college, Playboy came to her campus to look for the Millennium Playmate. At this time, Playboy was humongous, and it had recently had stars such as Cindy Crawford, Drew Barrymore, and Jenny McCartney on their recent covers.
McCarthy?
Yeah. Ooh. I wonder if that's a typo or if I've just always thought her name to be Jenny McCartney.
She's related to Paul McCartney.
She's a lesser known Beatle. She was their backup dancer. So it was still.
Wait, Cindy Crawford did Playboy?
Yeah, that's wild, right?
Wow.
Yeah, it was for a while there, Playboy was very elite.
Yeah,
you were somebody if you were on the cover of Playboy,
right? And in its heyday with Pamela Anderson and yeah, that's very cool.
So it was still gleaming off of that 90s era popularity at the time that they came to her campus. So she decided to audition to become the Millennium Playmate, but was ultimately not chosen. At this point, she was restless with her life. So she transferred out of Portland State University to Loyola Marymount so she could move to Los Angeles like she had always dreamed. She got a breast enhancement right before she transferred and paid for the procedure with credit cards.
That's smart, girl. Do that shit in Oregon where it's cheaper. Get your ass over here.
The credit card debt ended up growing a shit ton, and she wasn't able to tackle all of it on top of paying for her own tuition.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what the tits are for. Like, just, let that investment sit there and then they'll pay for themselves, girl.
They fucking did. You're so right, May. You should be a consultant at
like Merrill Lynch.
Yeah. What's the one? Price Waterhouse Group.
Mr. and Mrs. Jones, how would you like to grow your nest egg? Just Mrs. Jones, get a new set of tits.
Oh, these are our tit options. Okay, well, like you said, this was her investment, so she started working at Hooters.
Oh, hell yeah.
In Santa Monica to help pay for her living and college expenses.
I applied to work at Hooters.
You did?
Yeah.
When?
Straight out of high school, like the day after I graduated from high school.
Really? That's fucking funny. I didn't know that. Which one? The Hooters in Riverside?
No, but I know someone who worked at the Hooters in Riverside.
Good for her. She was 20 years old at this time. After 1 year at Loyola Marymount, she dropped out to try to pursue her dream of becoming an actress.
Mm-hmm.
She began modeling for Hawaiian Tropics bathing suit line, and through that job, she was invited to the Midsummer Night's Dream party at the Playboy Mansion.
Dude, I wish
I know.
could go to that party.
Like back then, though, right?
Right, back then.
I mean, I don't think it exists anymore, even.
Well, no, because they don't have ownership of the mansion.
Oh, that's right, because he died. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the Halloween party.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I would have died. So this was the first time that she would step foot on the grounds of the Playboy Mansion. While at the party, she saw Playboy founder and CEO Hugh Hefner with his then girlfriends, Bentley twins.
You know what I was just thinking? This is like, did you see that picture that was going around a couple weeks ago of Meghan Markle outside of Buckingham Palace when she was like 14 on a school trip?
Like exactly like that, man. Exactly.
Holly was walking through the Playboy Mansion at this party, and little did she know, a few years later, she'd be the first lady of the Playboy Mansion.
Watch the throne. Anyway, so she walked over and introduced herself to him. After this introduction, she was invited back to the mansion's weekly Sunday Fun in the Sun parties.
Ooh.
The Bentley twins ended up securing Playboy centerfolds as Hef's girlfriends and then quickly bounced from the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Hef began dating 7 blondes picked straight out of the Fun in the Sun and other parties thrown at the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Hef became known at this time for his odd harem he kind of created for himself and was often seen at events with all of them as, quote, dates.
Okay.
Holly knew the girlfriends from the parties she had attended as well as the Sunday Fun in the Sun days. After the initial 7 became girlfriends, they dropped out of the Fun in the Sun days. Vicky and Lisa were the 2 girlfriends who were the most welcoming to Holly. They'd brag to her about how glamorous it was living at the mansion, their weekly allowances, and how they all knew they'd become centerfolds one day. Nobody ever discussed anything sexual going on with Hef, and they all made it seem as though none of that went down. Everyone acted like it was all kind of just for show, and they were playing into it as a publicity stunt.
Okay.
So around this time, Holly's roommate ended up kicking her out of her apartment because the roommate's brother was apparently going to move in.
What a bitch.
So Holly was like super nervous and stressed out, and she had landed an acting agent and gone on a few small successful auditions, but she definitely couldn't afford living in LA on her own. So go ahead.
Oh, and if you watch the show and you know Holly and you know her personality, I can only imagine how stressed out she was because she seemed very like responsible,
Yeah, she was really put together.
Right. This must have been, to have everything up in the air like this, she must have been freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, seriously. So at this time, remember, Playboy was huge and it had helped people like Jenny McCartney and Carmen Electra break into acting. And some girl from Baywatch, whose name I can't remember now.
Okay.
So Holly thought that maybe using her connects at Playboy would help her become an actress too.
Okay.
So she also really enjoyed Hef's company and the company of his friends because she grew up really liking old movies and they bonded over shit like that. And they
Yeah.
also really loved old Hollywood and like old Hollywood glamorous actresses and stuff.
And like knowing Holly, I totally get why she would want to be around those people and why she kind of felt like this might be the right place for me.
Yeah, I bet being around Hef was kind of like a connection to that old Hollywood,
Yeah.
you know? The other 7 girlfriends didn't bond with him in this way, obviously. Those
Mhm.
girls dreaded hanging out with him. They didn't like his friends and they fucking hated old movies. So Vicky, who was at this time one of Hef's main girlfriends, told Holly to ask Hef if she could move in and explain her housing situation with him. In hindsight, Holly thinks they pushed her to do this because the other girlfriends thought Holly was basic looking and not non-threatening, which is
Mhm.
wild because I think Holly Madison is really beautiful.
She's perfect.
Right? Like not even, but I mean like she posts selfies now and she's super striking. Her skin is amazing. Her
Yeah.
eyes are super big.
Mhm.
I think she's beautiful.
And remember that time we met her?
Oh yeah. And she
Yeah.
was like in fucking gym clothes.
She was in gym clothes and she was glowing. She was fucking
Yeah,
beautiful.
she looked bomb as fuck. So Vicky invited Holly out to one of their club nights. On the way back home from the club, one of the other girlfriends, Candace, let Holly in on that all of the girls were expected to join Hef in the bedroom following club
Mhm.
nights. So the 7 girlfriends and Holly went into Hef's bedroom and got into matching pajamas in the master bathroom. Once they were all in matching pajamas, they went inside Hef's bedroom where he was smoking weed, watching porn, and masturbating. The girls all then put on a show for him. No one was actually macking or getting it on, but they basically pretended to do it.
Yeah.
And this is apparently why the 7 girlfriends were always desperate to bring up new girls to the club or to Sunday Fun Day. Because Hef would always be interested in the new girls, so the women who had been there longer got out of actually sleeping with him.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah,
weird.
that's fucking weird.
So Holly says that she slept with Hef on that first night that she went out to the club and that it happened really suddenly and she didn't register what was happening before she realized it was over,
Mhm.
which is also odd. She said that she was super disappointed in herself and the whole thing and really couldn't believe that it had come to that.
But I get
It sucks, right?
how that it's a blur, like
Yeah, she'd been drinking in the
right. And
club.
the next thing you
She
know,
was like trying to bring up the courage to move in with this guy because she was fucking homeless,
yeah.
basically.
And then next thing you know, you find yourself in his room, and the next thing you know, like everyone's
You're pretending to mac on someone, and then all of a sudden you're like thrown on the bed. He probably well, I bet he like thrusted like twice, and then it was like that's it, you know.
2 thrusts maximum for Hugh Hefner.
What is in Sex in the City? They're like 2 thrusts finito.
What? I don't remember that at all.
It's in an episode. I don't remember.
2 thrusts finito.
Anyways.
That's the name of this episode.
So Holly ends up moving in, right?
Yeah.
So girlfriend politics within the mansion were real as fuck. The bedrooms were distributed based on their size and seniority of the girlfriend.
Okay.
Some of the rooms were small, some were huge, some were shared, and some were private. Only the girlfriends who had been there the longest got bigger private rooms. When Holly first moved in, she shared a room and later got a private room, but it had a connecting bathroom. She said things were really awkward when she had the connecting bathroom because the girl who she had the connecting bathroom with loved laxatives.
Oh no. Holly, you lived with a shitter?
You nasty, Miss October.
Damn. I bet that had her longing for the days of Hooters.
Seriously.
Oh,
No,
she
she's still
worked
working at Hooters at the
Right.
time. Yeah. Okay, so there were also several house rules that the girlfriends were expected to abide by. One of which was the weekly schedule that never changed. Wednesdays and Fridays were the club nights, and then that was also the night that they had to perform that sex
Mhm.
thing. whatever you want to call that
A
weird
sex
shit.
charade.
The sex charade. Monday was manly night, where Hef had his close friends over for poker and games. Tuesday was family night where Hef had his 2 sons over privately. Thursday was an off night. Saturday was a movie night where all the girls had to attend. And Sunday was the fun in the Sunday party and buffet.
And buffet.
Yeah, girl.
Oh,
That sounds like the one I want to go
dude,
to.
I know this is a cautionary tale, but it sounded great to me so far.
The girls had to be home every day by 9 p.m. unless they were out with Hef.
Mhm.
If any of them were caught cheating on Hef, they would immediately be kicked out of the mansion. However, most of the girls had side boyfriends. Holly said the only side boyfriend she ever saw stick around was Hank Basket.
That's really cute.
I know. Holly says when she first moved into the house, the girls did not tell her the house rules because they wanted her to fuck up. They wanted her to guess around and get into trouble with Hef because it made them look
Right.
better. The girlfriends were also not allowed to fraternize with the mansion staff. The tea that Holly gives is that Hef's ex-wife had an affair with one of the security staff.
Ooh.
And Kendra also later got in trouble for spending too much time in the butler's pantry.
Oh, yeah. But see, I think Kendra was more just overly friendly, you know?
Yeah, because you remember on the show, they would always show her down there just like
Yeah.
chatting and talking to them,
Kicking it.
fucking eating.
I think she was just,
yeah.
she was bored, you know? She was so young
Yeah, of
and they
course.
couldn't really go
Yeah,
anywhere.
And her boyfriend was 90. But his ex-wife having an affair with the security guy?
Yup.
That's the one, that's Marston's fucking mom.
You know that there's allegedly that's going on with Melania.
That she's having an affair with someone at the White House?
That she's had a years-long affair with the head of her security.
Well, of course she
Yeah.
has. You know, she's not with Donald Trump because she loves
No,
him.
she's not. She can't stand that fool. Do you see, like, every
No.
time they show him trying to hold her hand and she pulls away?
That shit's so gangster.
She don't give a fuck
I like
anymore.
her for that. Yeah, she's like, fuck you. I fucking didn't like you when you didn't make me do this White House shit. Now I'm over here having to write fucking speeches and shit.
Having to plagiarize speeches from Michelle Obama? Fuck you.
Yeah, motherfucker. My heels are getting in dirt and I have to talk to all these peasants. You son of a bitch. Anyways, so the girlfriends also all got $1,000 a week allowance.
Dude, okay, here's the thing.
What's the thing, May?
That's not like a huge amount of money, but if you don't have any expenses really,
Yeah, it's $4,000 a week, and you don't have to pay for rent.
Right.
You don't have to pay for food.
wait, 4,000 or 1,000?
$4,000 a
Okay.
month is
Yeah.
what I mean. I'm saying sorry, but think about like $4,000 a month without rent, without food expenses. If you want,
Yeah.
you know, like you could eat there.
That's what I'm saying. You could really just live there and put that shit away and invest in your future, you know?
Well, hold on. So Hef and his staff monitored the girls' spending to make sure they were spending the money on clothes and things and not saving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That sucks.
Because he didn't want them to save money and bounce.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. Amongst all of the rules in seniority, another problem was that Hef played into the girlfriend politics and drama.
Oh, this was the most shocking part of the book for me.
The way Hef is the most shocking part of the book for me because he puts himself out to be this gentleman.
Yeah.
So he would only compliment specific girls, usually the youngest new one, and then all of the other girlfriends would try to replicate that girl's look. And that's how they all kind of ended up becoming carbon copies of each other.
Yeah, they would all have the same shade of
Long
blonde,
ass blonde hair, yeah, same fucking makeup,
the
same fucking tube top,
same tits.
same fucking tits. Hef would often try to also play the oldest girlfriend against the youngest girlfriend and play on their confidence in that way.
Ugh.
The girls themselves would also manipulate each other and try to throw each other under the bus. They would relish in having Hef scold one of the other
God
ones.
damn it. I hate that. Because I
I
feel
know.
like if you're in there, okay, we all agreed we're doing this shit for whatever reason.
Right? Like, yeah, you're all there for a specific reason.
I think like we're now in a sisterhood. We should have each other's backs.
Exactly. But no.
Fuck those bitches.
Yeah, fucking hoes. And it was because if they were liked more by Hef and they had more seniority, they got better
Yeah.
shit. So, they all wanted each other to
Mhm.
fail. Except for Holly, really, like, she never really played into it. She always talks about the mean girls versus her,
Yeah.
And because she gained seniority in an authentic way because she actually enjoyed Hef's company and the company of his friends. She actually had things in common with him. So, Hef liked her authentically.
Yeah.
So Hef also limited their acting auditions and stopped putting the girlfriends in the magazine. He realized that once he put his girlfriends as a centerfold, they almost always immediately bounced from the mansion.
Okay. I understand him not doing that anymore. Okay.
Right, but the thing is, so what Holly says is that he would always still dangle the possibility of that around the girls to make them stay.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So he fucking played mind games with them.
Mhm.
So she was able to keep her Hooters job when she first moved in until Hef one day threw a fit, yelled, and cried at her and demanded that she quit.
Sucks.
Yeah. Holly fit in at the mansion kind of easily since she was always a homebody who liked watching old TV and movies and shit, and she liked being at home early. So Hef used to tell the other girls all the time, why can't they be good girls like Holly?
Mhm.
And stop trying to stay out late and stop trying to, like get him out of his routine.
Yeah.
This eventually made all the other girlfriends hate her, and they would loudly criticize her appearance around her and recruit other guests and playmates to join in.
That sucks.
Yeah, and she said that they would also steal her clothes when it would be sent down to laundry and pull little stupid shit like that on her.
That would bug the shit out of me. Just like those
Yeah.
little so-called pranks or whatever.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
So she said that made her super self-conscious and made her self-worth deteriorate way more than it already had just by the situation that she had kind of gotten herself into.
Mhm.
And it's really sad. I didn't put this in here, but the opening of the book is Holly describing a time where she was contemplating suicide while living at the mansion.
Yeah.
Fucking horrible. So at her first mansion party as a girlfriend, Holly was told that all of the girlfriends were required to sit at Hef's table with him. They were not allowed to walk around unless he was walking around. But Hef's other girlfriends would run around behind his back and try to sleep with movie stars.
What movie stars are you
Well, this is the thing. She said that when she first joined the mansion, the parties were still super VIP and invite only. So, like, you would see Leonardo DiCaprio, Tobey Maguire, fucking Jack Nicholson. What who'd you say? The Hulk?
No, I was gonna say the whole pussy posse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, the tea is that one of Hef's girlfriends slept with J-Lo's ex-husband, that backup dancer Chris, at one of the mansion parties.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Hef didn't really ever talk to the girls about anything meaningful, and Holly says that whenever she tried to talk to him about current events or chime in with her position on things, he would dismiss her and tell her that women were to be seen and not heard.
I,
I know. Go fuck yourself, dude.
okay. I kind of almost hesitate to believe that.
Really? Why?
It's just because I think that at least in public, for his whole career, Hef has sort of been like, oh, putting women at the forefront, putting them on this sort of pedestal, like But maybe I just don't want to believe it because I liked him so much.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. And then also I remember he used to say that he had a lot of backlash back in the late 60s, early 70s feminist movement
Mhm.
by feminists, obviously, who said that, he was demeaning women and objectifying them and shit.
Right.
And he would always say that he thought it was feminist for women to, pose if they want to and be sexual beings if they want to,
Yeah, I fall more towards that end of the argument.
Oh, me too, because I get what feminists are saying, and those more conservative feminists who think that women shouldn't be objectified or be sexualized like that. But I believe we are sexual beings. Like,
Yeah,
if we weren't going to, like, I objectify men all the time because we're sexual people. We just exist that way.
yeah,
So if someone wants to put their sexuality out there and publish it in that way, that's not how I want to do it, but by all means.
totally. I think that that's that's feminism. If you
Fuck yeah.
to have
If you have the balls to do that kind of shit, good for you.
exactly to have that sort of pride in your body and be able to put it out there like that. I love that. That's amazing.
Fuck yeah.
And then
And
also,
that's your choice.
I never liked that argument, like sort of against Playboy, because a lot of these women that you'll always hear, especially the ones from the last like 20, 25 years or so, they would say like, "Oh, we snuck a peek at our dad's Playboy when we were little, and we
Yeah.
always wanted to be in the magazine." Like,
Yeah, so like they're doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
I think that's a really I hate when they make it seem like women only do shit for men.
right?
No, if a woman wants to look a certain way and do a certain thing, it's for herself.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you're that narrow-minded that you think she only wants to do it for women or for men or for the fucking attention
Mhm.
or approval of men, maybe you're the one with the fucking problem.
truth.
Truth. Okay. So when Holly first moved into the mansion, one of Hef's 7 girlfriends had recently landed a centerfold and was in the process of moving out to her own place in LA. This gave Holly hope about this time in her life being a stepping stone. However, the girlfriend quickly ran through her savings and ended up not being able to make it in LA on her own.
Oh no.
She ended up moving back home to fucking Wyoming with her parents shortly after.
Okay.
So watching all of that go down made Holly terrified to try to risk going back out there on her own.
Hmm.
Later on, Holly became the main girlfriend and moved into the main bedroom with Hef. At that time, Hef let the love flow freely and constantly told her that he loved her and he was in love with her and told everybody that he came across that he fucking loved Holly. Holly talks about how confusing she was about this at the time. She did appreciate Hef a lot because he was helping her out and she had a lovely place to live and felt super safe. But she also didn't like the way he demeaned her and pitted all the women against each other. And obviously, she didn't like being one of 7 girlfriends.
Yeah.
So she talks about how she doesn't know how it happened, but she feels like she just decided one day to fall in love with him. And just like that, at some point, it became true.
Yeah. I understand what she's saying.
Isn't that the saddest description of falling in love with someone?
Yeah.
It was really sad. I re-listened to the book to put this together, and I was like, "Oh God, I can't believe how sad I feel."
But I get it. Someone's taking care of you. You feel
Yeah.
safe in a certain way, and then you're like, oh, this must be what love is. I must be in love with this person. Okay, I'm in
And
love.
then all of a sudden, it's true. Like she was in love with him.
Yeah.
So after years of torture with the girl's mind games and Hef's mind games, feeling worthless and bored, Holly finally one day had a blessing come her way. On the holiest of fun in the Sundays, a bubbly blonde wearing a Chiquita banana costume introduced herself to Holly poolside with a gigantic smile. Holly said she was instantly interested in this girl who was fun, free, and awesome and seemed genuine. At first, she thought this girl must be working for some sort of banana company. But alas, the girl said she simply dressed up because they were close to Cinco de Mayo.
Okay, gotta wear that banana suit. Gotta bust out the banana suit.
It was Bridget.
Yes, I love Bridget so much.
Bridget.
Yes.
So Holly and Bridget became immediate besties, and Bridget started coming around for the sun and the fun days. Eventually, she landed one of the 7 girlfriend spots.
Hell yeah. Dude, Bridget is she's sweet. She's a sweetheart, and she's
a sweetheart in the most genuine way,
yeah,
you know?
and she's smart
Because
as fuck.
when people, yeah, she's super fucking smart. She's bomb as fuck.
Yeah.
And she's cute. Like I like how she has her own really sweet and cute and fun personality.
Yeah, love her.
Because she's into themes and she loves Halloween and she's unapologetic about that, you know?
Yeah.
She doesn't give a fuck if you're not into it. She's fucking doing it because it makes her happy. And that's awesome.
Yeah. I'm glad that they found each other.
Hashtag Team Bridget.
Yep.
One of the girlfriends who had been there the longest, Vicky, every time Holly talks about Vicky in the book, I imagine her with like little devil horns.
Yeah.
She became more and more desperate to become a centerfold. One day, when Holly was chatting with her in Vicky's room, there was like foil covering Vicky's, what is that called? Air conditioning vent.
Mm-hmm.
And Vicky confessed to Holly that she and some of the other playmates had to cover the vents in her room so that they could smoke meth.
Whoa.
That's one of the most shocking things I think she reveals.
That people did drugs at the Playboy Mansion?
No, meth though? Fuck.
Ugh.
Cocaine. So Holly talks about cocaine all the time. Like that was apparently the drug of choice amongst the playmates and girlfriends.
Sure, I get it keeps you skinny. Keeps the party going.
Fucking meth? Holy shit.
Yeah.
It later became revealed that a lot of the playmates and a few of the current and prior girlfriends were making thousands of dollars a night being high-class escorts.
Mm.
On one night, Vicky asked Holly if she would be interested in escorting on the side as well.
Okay.
Holly believed that Vicky was working for Hollywood Madam Michelle Braun. When Michelle Braun was investigated for running an escort business, her, quote, menu of women was published on the internet. Hef's former girlfriends, the Bentley twins, and Tina Jordan were amongst the women on the list.
Hey, how did they do that with their curfew, though?
Exactly.
Right. If you're making $1,000 or thousands of dollars a night, you can pay off some of the security at the mansion, the staff, you know?
Yeah, Holly talks about how people got in past curfew, like in people's trunks and stuff,
Yeah.
or like disguises. Maybe they were also like the, what's that called? Afternoon Delight special on the menu.
Oh, yeah. You can meet me at this hotel at noon on your lunch break.
Yep. So the investigation into Michelle Braun revealed all sorts of crazy info about her global escort service. In the early 2000s, she sent most of her high-end escorts to Turkey for work with billionaires. Hef knew about this allegedly way before it all became public. Okay, so also it was a bunch of playmates doing this, so not just girlfriends. So the playmates didn't have curfew.
Yeah. Okay.
He had this own private investigation running alongside the public one because he was super scared that Playboy would be seen as a gateway into sex work and drugs.
Right. It's bad for the brand. I get it.
Of course. Hef would strip ladies of their Playboy jobs and modeling contracts if he found that they were in any way involved with the escort service. In 2001, a young contender for Playmate of the Year called Holly panicking on the phone one day. She pleaded and begged Holly to talk to Hef to be lenient on her. Apparently, they had told her that she was going to be Playmate of the Year, but before she would get the award, they wanted to review her passport. If her passport had a stamp showing she had been to Turkey, she would not be given the award after all.
What?
She refused to show Hef her passport, likely because it had the stamp of disapproval, and lost out on being Playmate of the Year, which brought with it a new car, $200,000 cash, and a year's worth of promotional jobs with Playboy.
Fuck.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Why couldn't she just be like, I lost my passport?
Because they had already sent her on other jobs, they knew she had one.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. So Vicky, the longest running girlfriend at the time, and a few of the other mean girlfriends eventually got caught selling tickets to the private parties. Holly was super excited because she wanted them out.
Mm-hmm.
Around this time, Justin Timberlake had recently shot a music video at the mansion, and cameras had come to shoot a small reality show called Playboy's Next Playmate.
Mm-hmm.
They had also recently been on an episode of MTV's Cribs. So this heightened popularity and media presence at the time made Hef super happy. So Holly thought this would be the perfect time for him to downsize his girlfriend pool.
Yeah. I remember that episode of Cribs because I remember Holly.
Yeah, because she's next to him the whole time.
Yeah.
So Holly asked Hef if he thought she could be a playmate. He told her no, that she could not because she didn't photograph well.
Yeah.
This confirmed to Holly that Hef did not think she was very pretty and that she should just feel grateful to be at the mansion with him.
Yeah.
At one of the more important parties, Hef caught the eye of a 19-year-old painted lady named Kendra Wilkinson.
K-Dub.
He was smitten. Holly and Bridget were desperate to get rid of the mean girls, so they talked her up to Hef to be the new girlfriend. Hef made Kendra his new golden child and kicked the other girls out.
Hell yeah.
So now we're down to 3.
And then there were 3.
One day after she moved in, he offered her a pictorial in the magazine in front of Bridget and Holly after never offering that to them.
Oh,
What a
no.
fucking dick, right?
Well, he would always say Bridget was too old, right? Like,
Yeah, he would say shit like that. He's an asshole.
yeah, fuck that.
Kendra moved in and demanded a car, a huge room, and for Hef to fix her teeth.
That's right, girl. Get that Escalade in those caps.
Holly says that in the beginning she was super immature and rude to staff. She also had a very hard time adjusting to all of the rules and reality of mansion life, which was mostly boring.
Mm-hmm.
Cut to 2005. The E! Network came to the house to put together a little pilot for an unscripted E! series about Hef, the mansion, and his 3 girlfriends. Holly, Bridget, and Kendra were never asked how they felt about filming the show. Hef simply approved it, and that was that.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing producers did was individually interview the 3 girlfriends. Holly dodged a bunch of questions about Kendra being young, the house rules, sex with Hef, and all the usual things people were curious about. Initially, the show had no script. They tossed around a few ideas about what it could be about, including the mansion itself, Hef only, the butlers of the mansion, or Hef's 2 sons, Marston and Cooper.
Weren't they like little babies at the time, though?
They were like teenagers,
Yeah.
so it was going to be like growing up Playboy or some shit.
Yeah.
None of the initial ideas ever revolved around Holly, Bridget, or Kendra. But during Holly's initial interview, an E! producer asked, when did she discover she was beautiful? To which Holly replied, I never did discover that I was beautiful. I made myself beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Years later, after the show was a hit, a top E! executive producer revealed to Holly that her answers sparked their interest in the 3 girlfriends. He told her that it showed him that she was kind of in on the joke about herself, as well as some deep insecurities and her wit and intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
After those interviews, Lisa Berger from E! suggested an angle where they viewed the life at the mansion from the girls' perspective. Holly was mortified about it all because they had recently shot an episode of the HBO show Entourage, and Kendra could not get her single line correctly, so they reshot it about 1 million times in front of everyone.
That's so funny.
Yeah, the problem was that to outsiders, the 3 girlfriends were seen as one, so any of Kendra's bad looks reflected on all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Holly also revealed that she was deeply depressed during this time in her life. She would wake up and start crying and then be mad at herself because at the time she believed that she had everything that she could ever want. She was living a somewhat glamorous life after all. In hindsight, she said she can obviously see all of the issues, but at the time, she wasn't able to recognize everything. She confided in Hef and asked him to please set her up with a psychiatrist, but he refused and wouldn't allow her to because he said they would just tell her to leave the mansion.
He's so insecure.
Yeah, he's super insecure. She ultimately saw a regular physician who put her on a couple antidepressants just before the show started to shoot. When the show started, Hef surprised the girls by letting them know that they would all be on the cover of an issue of Playboy. He was a savvy businessman and knew that the publicity around the show would help the magazine with the girls in it too. So he wanted to maximize profits, obviously.
Yeah. And also, well, maybe I'm not sure if they knew that this would happen at the time, but it totally introduced Playboy to a whole new generation.
Fuck yeah.
And women, I think, probably.
Fuck yeah.
You know?
Holly said it was a dream come true for her and helped legitimize her because up until that point, she was the only one of Hef's girlfriends that had never been in the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
So the first season of Girls Next Door revolves around the first cover. Holly was the happiest she had been in a very long time. Bridget, Kendra, and herself were never paid for the first season of the show.
What?
Yes. They were paid for the pictorial and Playboy, a total of $25,000 each. This made them pissed because Hef's girlfriends were usually paid a bit more, and celebrity pictorials were paid much, much more.
Yeah.
For example, Hef's Bentley twin girlfriends each earned $100,000 for their pictorial.
100?
Yeah, so they were each.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so they were fucking salty.
Yeah.
Hef reasoned with them that the pictorial pay was supposed to cover the pay for the show too.
Oh, no.
So Kendra, who was the most vocal out of the 3, stood up for them with the producers and asked why they weren't being paid. The producers sternly advised them that they were replaceable.
Oh, were they?
No, hell no,
Yeah.
they weren't. Holly said the producers took every chance they got to remind the 3 of them that they were replaceable. But against the odds, it was a hit. It premiered to 1 million viewers and went up every week. The girls did a shit ton of promotions, including an interview on The View.
Oh, I remember this.
Yes, on The View, they sat Bridget, Holly, and Kendra together on one single chair. Upon filming, Barbara Walters' salty ass bitch asked them if they always sat like that.
Dude, fuck Barbara Walters again.
Yeah, fuck you, Barbara Walters. What the fuck?
This podcast could have been named Fuck Barbara Walters.
Of course they don't always sit like that, you stupid bitch. Okay, so let's get some perspective. Holly's now 27 and she's been at the mansion for about 4 years.
Mhm.
All of the girlfriends before her got their pictorial and then immediately bounced. Holly had been battling depression from life at the mansion and the pettiness of the prior girlfriends.
Yeah.
Also, she was finally somewhat famous with the show, but not in the way that she had ever aspired to be. Plus, the fame from the show made her feel even more trapped to Playboy and the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
During the second season, the girls started getting paid. This afforded them some savings money and exit plans from the mansion.
Cool.
Hef was also happier than ever because the show catapulted himself and Playboy's fame. He stopped forcing them to go out to clubs every Wednesday and Friday, and therefore stopped the weird club sex.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Sexcapade.
Sex charade.
Sex charade. The girls did a second pictorial, which was extra special because Holly was able to put together the concept, which involved a corresponding front and back cover.
The first one is the one with the black sheets.
Yeah, where they're all in the bed together.
Yeah.
That one's super cute.
I like that one. But the second
one, hell yeah, because the back cover is super cute and they're in like little pink negligees.
Yeah.
David had that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, when we were talking about the sex charade and you're like, they all wore matching pajamas, I was like, I want us to get matching pajamas.
Season 2 ends with a special episode celebrating Hef and Holly's 5th year anniversary.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember this episode because there's a scene where There's a scene where Holly gives Hef a card and he reads it out loud to a table of like 8 other playmates and Holly starts crying.
Mm-hmm.
In the scene itself, it looks super genuine and like she's overwhelmed with love. But Holly explains in the book that she cried about her entire situation. The fact that she now felt even more trapped than ever as this was being filmed for TV, and the idea that no man would ever want her after she had been with Hugh Hefner for so long.
Yeah, that is a lot on her shoulders,
Isn't that fucking horrible?
all at once. Is this the episode with the murder mystery party, or is that a...
Yeah, no. That's like Holly's birthday or something.
Yeah.
No, this is the one where they bring the melting pot to the mansion.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember the card, but in my mind, I was kind of picturing her in the murder mystery outfit.
Yeah, that's a good episode too. We gotta have a Girls Next Door day. You know what we should do is we should we should get together, watch it, and like tape ourselves like commenting.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Okay. So the show continued on as a super hit for E, which even later afforded E the ability to cut $1 million deal with Ryan Seacrest to come on as a producer. Wah, wah.
Yeah.
Playboy was doing better than ever, and the Palms Casino revamped the now defunct Playboy Club in one of their towers.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Playboy Club, because it shut down again. After the Playboy Club in Vegas opened, the girls were often going back and forth to Vegas with Hef, and it became kind of like their second home. Season 5 ended up being the last of the show. Kendra had started cutting way back on filming, on the one hand because she started dating Hank Baskett, and on the other hand because she started breaking out a lot and taking Accutane. Holly says that Hef would often comment on Kendra's face, and she became super insecure about it.
Oh, that sucks.
Once audiences started seeing less of the 3 girls, the show started doing worse.
Mm-hmm.
In 2008, Playboy's financial position also plummeted. The magazine itself had not been profitable in years.
Mm-hmm.
So Holly had been at the mansion for 7 years at this time, and she points out that Hef never let up on the rules even for her. Even with the show's success and everything, she had to abide by the curfew, and she couldn't fucking take it anymore. She also revealed that at this time, Hef had undergone sperm testing to see if they could have a baby together, but obviously that came back negative because he was like fucking 83 years old.
Yeah.
Bridget and Kendra were also 1 foot out of the door. Hef was no longer out and about looking for more and more girlfriends, so it became clear to Holly that she would finally likely become the only girlfriend. And this reality started to weigh down on her heavily. She didn't know if this was what she really wanted anymore. And she didn't even know if she ever really wanted it or if it was just something that had been spoon-fed to her so much that she had just finally believed it to be true.
Yeah.
She also didn't love Hef in the way she did in the beginning after years of his bad treatment.
Mm-hmm.
After one specific fight around this time, Hef yelled at her to stop acting like a fucking cunt.
Wow.
Holly said that fight specifically shocked the hell out of her because she had never heard Hef say that word before. And this is the time when he kept saying that she was the love of her life.
That's funny because this week Cuntgate happened.
I know, seriously. Cuntgate. Bridget was then offered a job hosting a travel show called Bridget's Beaches. And
Hell
Kendra, yeah. And Kendra broke up with Hef to go be with Hank. So the producers figured that the next season would be all about Holly and Hef solo. Holly started to fucking panic. They filmed the final episode of the 3 girls sitting on the floor in Bridget's room, crying and saying their goodbyes. After that, Holly had planned to go to Vegas for a shoot that she was helping put together for Playboy. Hef allowed her to stay overnight since she was basically working for him. On this trip, she hung out with magician Chris Angel. He was super forward and flirty, and Holly said she was excited about it because she hadn't flirted with a guy her age. Also, she talks about how Chris was super important to her, and one of the main reasons was that he helped her get over the idea that no other guy would ever like her after being with Hef for so long.
Yeah.
The next morning, Hef called her room and screamed at her because he revealed that a security guard had told him that she had a boy in her room.
Who was that fucking snitch? Fuck
What
that.
a dick, right?
Yeah.
So, but Holly thinks that he had like paid someone to watch her.
Of course he did. Of course.
Yeah. So she was like, she denied ever having cheated on Hef in the 7 years that she had been with him. And in stark contrast, he openly slept with other women and he had like fucking other girlfriends,
Yeah.
So she was like, fuck this. The whole ordeal cemented her idea that she had to fucking leave Hef. She realized that he would always be too controlling. He'd always have a bad temper. And she started to really put value on herself. Hef pleaded with her to stay and kept putting off conversations of breakups. When she first tried to break up with him, he told her that he would die and it would be her fault.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, what a fucking dick, right?
Oh, no.
So Holly moved out of the mansion, and when she last entered the main bedroom to take the rest of her things out, there was a legal file laying on her side of the bed. She knew that this was put there purposefully because Hef did not leave important things lying around. Inside was a copy of Hugh Hefner's last will and testament. It was pretty standard in that 50% of his wealth was set to go to various charities, with the remainder being split between his children. But right at the end, clear as day, it was written that $3 million were to be inherited by Holly Madison if they were still together at the time of his death.
Wow.
I know.
How much? Do we know how much he was worth?
No, I should have looked it up, but no. And it's funny because Playboy itself is like not a great company, it doesn't do very well. But I'm sure he himself had some pretty good worth.
Some personal wealth, like.
Yeah, from years and years of investments and everything.
Yeah. That's
so she was
also that's cool that he gave 50%
to charities.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was also leaving his kids the company,
Yeah.
So it's like, you guys need to fucking work and make this shit happen.
Right. He did a lot of really cool stuff like preservation of the Hollywood sign and.
Yeah. Okay, so she was obviously super shocked, but also offended that Hef thought that he could actually purchase her.
Yeah.
One of the last encounters she had with him in a hallway, he told her that no one would ever love her the way that he did. Shortly after she moved out completely, Bridget and herself were offered to host a party in Vegas for Halloween. This started the next chapter in her life. After spending more and more time in Vegas, she ultimately moved there and started her own show at Planet Hollywood, Peep Show.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we saw it because we were stans of Holly.
Were and will always be stans.
Holly Madison stans. And I liked that show. It was good.
It was real fun.
Yeah. And it was successful for like I think they said that she had a contract for like 3 months, but they actually ended up keeping her on for 5 fucking years because it was so successful.
Yeah.
Girls Next Door, however, went on to film season 6 with Hef's new girlfriends, the Shannon twins, and 23-year-old Crystal Harris, who later went on to marry Hugh Hefner when he was 86.
Fuck all those people. Fuck the Shannon twins.
Yeah, fuck Crystal Harris.
Yeah.
Bang Bang Holly Gang.
Yup.
The sixth season of the show had the worst ratings of all and was canceled upon release. So Holly, Bridget, and Kendra were not replaceable after all. Fucking E.
Yep.
So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna finish it here because it was mostly about her time at the Playboy Mansion, but she's done really well for herself. She's now married to Pasquale Rotella, who's a businessman known best for owning the company that puts on the EDC events across the globe. She still lives in Vegas. She did really well for herself as a book writer, and she's a little mama now.
What's her baby's name?
Rainbow and Forest. That's fucking wild. Holly, you tripping?
Yeah, so Holly Madison,
We love you.
we love you.
Yeah, and she's bomb, so the Instagrams are gonna be bomb. I gotta find some of the Playboy pictures.
Yes. You kind of didn't really talk about the feud with Kendra.
No, because we could do a Kendra episode probably because she's got all the Hank Basket stuff.
Oh, that's true. Let's save it for that.
Every little experience, even the unpleasant ones, helps me know a little more about myself. And that's the first step. There are some things about me that I can't change. And those are the things that some man will have to live with for the rest of his life. So I'll pick him with those things in mind. I hope you'll do the same for me. We'll have to stay friends for a long, long time.
So how about a quickie?
How about it?
Okay. Today's quickie. Did you guys know that Sammy Sosa's white now?
Well, that's the drama club.
Goodbye. No, dude, Sammy.
Does he have vitiligo?
No, he doesn't.
He bleached his skin?
He just bleached his skin.
Is he Dominican?
Yeah, he's Dominican. But isn't that wild? Like, and also he's bleaching his skin to the point where he's not looking white, he's looking pink like Pepto-Bismol.
Oh no, Sammy Sosa.
Dude, we're gonna post hella pictures of white ass Sammy Sosa when we release this episode.
I read this very great article. I want to say it's from the New York Times.
But it wasn't.
Don't quote me on that. And I'll have to later write who the author was. But it's this professor of like race and gender at a very good school. I'm not describing this very well because it's straight off the dome. Anyways, it was right after Kanye's rant.
Yeah.
And it talked about how Kanye West, as a black man in America, has reached the highest level of privilege that a black man living in America could reach. The only way he could become more privileged at this point is literally to become white. So he talks about how like Kanye's bullshit and all the stuff he's saying is because like he wants to be fucking white. Like he wants to reach that level of privilege. And he compared it to Michael Jackson and Sammy Sosa also.
Yes. Okay.
Super interesting, right?
Okay. Are you talking about the article in the Atlantic by Ta-Nehisi Coates?
I hope I am.
Yes, because
No, I don't remember, but that sounds right.
It was true.
Because Ta-Nehisi Coates wrote an article in the Atlantic about this, and he compared Kanye to Michael Jackson also, and it was very like
Well written.
yeah, my mind was blown. I was like, you are fucking right. That's
Yeah.
exactly what this is.
It makes perfect sense that way.
He's ingested this white supremacy to the point where he himself has almost become a white supremacist.
Right.
And
Yep. It's the Atlantic. I'm not black. I'm Kanye.
yes.
Yeah.
Dude, everyone go read that article. It's so
It's
fucking
really
good.
fucking good. Yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah, Sammy Sosa.
He's white.
Sammy Sosa's white. And
All right, everybody. That's the drama club. That's all we got.
Have fun, everyone. Have a great week, and we'll catch you next week. Be sure to talk to us on social media at Drama Club Pod on Insta and Twitter.
We'd love it.
Oh, I think I memorized our phone number.
Oh.
I think it's 505-539-0559.
But it wasn't.
Ooh, we need to come up with a little jingle for that.
Ooh, 1-800-226-27-27.
All right, bye.
Bye.
However, whatever with your helmet.